We weren't there. Where were you at? Oh, you were at a party.
My cousin.
Hey,
Yeah,
all
my
right.
cousin.
All right, guys, we're live now on YouTube. This is episode 93 of the 10 Cents Podcast. I'm your host,
Hey,
Brian. Been on hiatus for a little bit as I was moving. Thank you to all the fellas that helped out. Luda, Germ, Rob, and Dwayne Lucas, the mayor of Eastvale.
The mayor of Eastvale.
And fraternity brother Jonathan Cole for helping out, man.
J. Cole,
Really
Yepos,
appreciate
brother.
Oh,
Yeah. So, all right,
so
guys.
what the rest of us ain't shit, or what's up?
Where'd you move to?
Apparently not.
The rest of y'all
You got three?
knew I was moving, but none of y'all said anything like, hey, I
Well,
can
well, you didn't ask me for help.
Back,
You didn't ask me for help.
So, anyways,
AP,
still in
like,
Eastvale,
I
just a
didn't
couple
get a
miles away.
request.
Yeah, it's all right, man.
You
We got it
stay
taken
pretty
care
close
of.
to the same area.
Yeah, just
that's
2
good.
miles from
nice.
from the other house.
Just
Needed
closer
help
to
moving
Jamal
2
now.
miles?
Yeah, only 2 miles away,
I
man.
said you needed help moving 2 miles.
Dude, you have no idea. No idea.
I really don't know how much furniture you have in your house.
Oh my
dude,
God, you
it's
don't want to know.
ridiculous. It's
Unbelievable.
ridiculous. Anyways, all right, guys, episode 93. Let's kick things off with first quarter. Obviously, hot topic, first quarter, NBA playoffs. So let's recap the playoff series so far. What do you,
Where you
what do
want to start,
think?
Boston?
Let's start. No, let's start with Mavs Warriors. Let's go there.
Warriors in 5.
Warriors in 5.
But I'm going for the
Fine.
Mavs. But I'm going for the Mavs.
Can I ask a question? Did
Sure.
you see the current circumstances playing out the way they were? Like, I don't know if like we got receipts, but who saw the Warriors? Well, it's easy to see the Warriors getting to where they are. What about the Mavs though? Right? Like, how did they?
I
But
said
the rest of the series before we got to this point, is this how we thought it was going to play out? Same
No.
thing on the East for that matter.
Nope.
No, I picked the Suns to win it, I think.
I thought the consensus is we'd all thought Suns and the Dubs in the Western Conference Finals, right?
That's what I was
Yeah.
thinking.
I would have to give Jason Kidd a lot of credit for his coaching because he's done well. He's made adjustments as needed. You know,
I agree. I think Luka needs another guy though. They need another
Oh, yeah.
guy that can score.
for sure. I agree.
Well, I think Brunson might be that guy, but he needs another year or two.
It's too small though. I think they need another 6'8", 6'7" type of wingman that can put up 20.
One that's
25 a night.
consistent. Consistent. They don't, that's the biggest issue. They don't have like every besides Doncic and Brunson, nobody else is consistent on their squad, right? Like you'll get one guy who will put up, 18, 20,
Right.
but then he falls off and he only gives you 4 the next night. It's like, and then somebody else will step up and maybe give you 12 to 14, but you lost that production from the guy the night before with 20. So I think
But
that's
even
the
Brunson
thing.
needs to be a little more consistent too, which was why I
Sure.
say another year or two.
The only thing
for him.
though is
Brunson's
Brunson
like a good
did
third
Bru-
player. Like,
yeah,
he's a
Brunson
third
did
scorer.
business though against the Suns. Like the Suns
Yeah.
had no.
Oh, yeah.
Like Brunson gave them issues.
He took over when Doncic
So-
was out for those couple games.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
had to.
But he had
But
31
but,
this last game.
Huh?
but you,
He had
Oh,
31
to those-
points last
Yeah.
game.
Yeah, no, I agree,
71
Luda,
between the two of them.
but I think Germ's right. They need another 6'6",
Yes.
6'8" guy that is that consistent, right, and can score. Put
What about on the
the ball
East?
on the East, man. The Heat and the Seas, man.
No,
Well,
but
the
that's
East-
right now. What about the
Oh.
rest of the series before this point?
Oh, sorry. The rest of the Mavs,
The
Mavs
previous
and
games,
Warriors?
Exactly. No, the previous games. Like, did you
Talking about
see
season
Right.
Celtics? Well, in my mind, the Celtics and the Miami they were going to be there no matter what. On the West, different. But did you guys see the East coming the way it is? Like, I
You're-
think
you're
the
right,
East, in my
Katie.
mind, this were the premier 2 teams out of the East that were going to come. Right, so
Well,
big deal.
Gonna be the Heat.
I thought the Nets and the Bucks too. If we asked all of us, I think consensus. I think we all had one of those 4 teams in or 2 of those 4 teams in the finals in
Yeah.
whatever variation of that. I think.
I think the
It's gonna
Bucks
be
losing
Heat,
Middleton
but-
was huge
Yeah,
Yes.
I heard that.
Huge.
because once they lost Middleton, they didn't have their second guy, right?
Mhm.
yeah.
They win that series if he doesn't get hurt.
I think so too.
Do
Middleton.
we have to reevaluate the KD narrative, or is it too soon for that?
What's the narrative?
Too soon. Yeah. What is the narrative?
Well, the narrative, like my narrative, is he's one of the the best players on the planet, but he can't get his team out of the first round.
No, that's not a.
Mm,
Oh, I
not
thought you
true,
were-
'cause that's not last.
I thought you were
last
talking
season,
about
he was the
KD.
reason why they He's the reason why they got as far as they did, because he single-handedly got that team as far as they did, because there are two other premier players shit the bed. One dude literally didn't show up, and one dude, he was there, he was on the court, and he
But
wasn't
he
there.
didn't show up.
And
yeah.
KD did the rest. So,
So am I
what you're
saying- so-
right now makes sense.
But this,
But if you
No,
did all
what
the-
I'm saying is
this
it
series, KD didn't perform well.
right?
Are you
So-
saying this season?
No, I'm talking this. Yeah, this season and this series, this year.
And all I'm
He didn't show
asking
up.
is, do we take him off the pedestal or do we leave him on the pedestal?
He's still one of the better players. In
I
the
said we
playoffs.
leave him on there.
I mean,
I say you leave him
when
on for
when you
1
say,
year.
like,
I
are you
don't.
saying,
I
like, you
don't
see a
because
top
it
10 or
goes.
top
You know, to
five, or
me,
what
in
do you
my
say,
in
Lamar?
my mind, you think about like Kobe. Even the best players, even they have an off season, they get angry. They get like hungry. They don't stop. That dude and Harden and even Kyrie, for that matter, it feels like if they're not winning, they don't want to play anymore, right? So it's like
Nope.
if you're not
Yeah.
if you're not that guy, then you're like, oh well, fuck it. Like,
And
and
when you
that's
say
that's
take
his
him off the
mentality.
pedestal,
And Jordan or Kobe, I'm gonna put them in the same category, not LeBron. Those dudes losing, like it hurts their soul, and I don't feel like KD is that dude. That's my personal opinion. That's
do you
and
mean like
humbly,
a not top 5 player?
No, I agree. I agree
That's my
with you
question.
because he'll get on Twitter and start complaining and shit.
right, right.
Jamal,
So-
like not top 5 player.
I think he's.
Okay, well,
I think
he's
he
still a
still
top
is.
5 player
Yeah.
to me,
Okay.
but I think there's
I'm
some teeth to what KD's saying, and it's their mentality. And I'm going to throw LeBron in there too, because I mean, I know that he said, "Oh, I'm working out. I don't ever want to miss the playoffs again." Blah 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 blah. I mean, you got to at least get your team to the playoffs. In the 8th seed, the playing game. LeBron, if you're one of those top 5 players, we got to at least get in through the playing game, and we didn't do that.
Yeah, he dealt with.
He
injuries.
couldn't do
Yeah, but he was hurt a lot this year
Yeah.
LeBron
for the
himself,
first
is what
time.
I'm saying. What about
Yeah.
CP3 slander? How do you guys feel about that?
I'm here for
I
it.
don't
But-
agree with the Beverly slander, but I
For
think
it.
this hurts his legacy a little bit, just like this hurts KD's legacy a little
Yeah.
bit.
Oh, I think with CP3, I think there's some truth in what Beverly's saying. He's not an elite defender anymore, in my opinion. And and look what Luka did to him. Put a bigger guy on him, back him down, put him in the post. He's not going to be able to stop that. And I understand why, because he's 5'11" at best.
Right.
And
Yeah, I
old.
can't really give you the Luca thing. Like you said, he's 5'11", as elite as Chris Paul.
Okay.
In his prime, you know what I mean? Like nobody's really holding.
But on the
Like as elite.
You're right. But on the perimeter, then let's use guys his size. A Steph Curry or a Kyrie. Chris Paul can't stay with those guys anymore on the perimeter.
Oh,
Age. I say
mean,
that's because of age.
They all dog each other at some point through a game, but you know what I mean?
No,
Like-
he's still a good defender. I don't think he's a first team All NBA defender anymore.
No, yeah. Well,
That's fair. It's like
Okay.
30.
How do you feel about
39.
him being the player with the most blown 2-0?
I mean,
I
but
don't
do
know.
you think the Pat Beverly thing could be like a little bit of animosity? I think this started with them a long time ago, didn't it?
Yeah,
With,
well, Beverly's a sensationalist, but I mean, I kind of like those guys. I like him. I like the Grayson Allens, the guys that get under people's skin.
I think his message. I
So,
think the
you,
message.
you
is
like
long.
Draymond Green? Is that what you say?
I don't like him, but if he was on my team, I would like him.
You would love it, right?
You
Well,
would
that's-
like him.
yeah,
You would
that's
like him
different.
until he gets a second technical and is booted out of the game with
Right.
25 minutes left.
Yeah,
Right
but,
You
around
know,
the same-
you get
but-
tired of
but-
those antics real quick. I mean, yeah, in yesterday's game, right? There were several times where I'm like, dude, Draymond just got teed. He should have gotten a second tee. He
Yeah,
went
he
off on
should've.
another
That
play
dude
and
is
went
like
after the
he
referee.
is
And
an
I was like,
absolute
"Ooh."
piece of work.
Well, dude, he goes off on stuff when he's not even involved in the damn play.
Yeah.
Like he's not even near it, and he still goes.
He
ballistic.
gets away with a lot, but I think it's because he's put the refs through a lot. So their tolerance for him has to be a little higher because he's
Right.
just a fucking loudmouth.
Right.
Yeah,
So,
no, that's true.
But I agree, Jamal. Like having someone on your team like Draymond, you love them when they're on your team, but you hate them if they're not on.
It's kind of like
Oh,
Ron
absolutely.
Artest.
It
it was like Ron Artest,
is
like
another
Raja
perfect example
Bell,
of that dude.
like
Dennis
Ruben
Rodman.
Patterson, like all those.
KD.
Dennis
Kate-
Rodman,
Kate-
exactly. Ron Artest, Dennis Rodman. When they're on your Charles Barkley, when they're on your team, they're fantastic. They're not on your team. Fuck that guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Gary Payton.
All right, guys, we talked a little bit, but let's Celtics and Heat. Where do we see this thing? I mean,
I
it's
like
2-1
the
now.
Season
Two-
7.
2-1 Heat, right?
Yep.
Is where we're at
7.
right now.
I say
So-
he did 5.
Heat and 5. I'm with Luda.
Wow, Heat and 5.
I don't like how
Jimmy
Boston-
Butler? No,
I-
wait. We had the
I
same
didn't like how
conversation
Boston
last
played
year. Literally this time last year. And we were saying Jimmy Butler was the dude. That dude's still the dude.
Yeah. Well, they pulled it out. They pulled it out, right? Without Jimmy.
Without him, yeah.
So
Yeah, it was
they had a hell of a lead.
it was what's the guy's name there? What's their center's name? That guy's the one that carried him yesterday.
Oh, Bam
Adebayo.
Adebayo.
Yeah,
Adebayo. Yeah.
Adebayo.
Right. All right. Hey, let's switch it up now. Best player left in the playoffs.
Ooh,
Luca.
I still think it's Steph.
Really?
I don't know the way it's playing out right now. Like me and Renee were talking about it at first in the Sun series. I was like, Luka's the best. I think Tatum should have been, but he's playing too inconsistent. And then you look at the Miami series right now.
Mhm.
He has had 2 subpar games, and
Yeah.
then Luka's playing. I don't say he's playing bad. He's playing the Warriors, whose IQ and defense are way higher than the Suns. Steph played like iffy against the Grizzlies. It's like for me, it's like a toss up right now. Like if he said, he said Jimmy, he got hurt yesterday, but Jimmy Butler might be the best player in the
Still
playoffs
left.
right now.
Still left.
I say between Jimmy and Luca.
Okay.
I didn't think
I don't
about
hate
Jimmy, but yeah, 40
Renee?
points with no threes. That's pretty impressive.
I would have to best player left in this. It's hard for
Say
me
your
to
boy.
pick
Say
one.
your boy.
I love
Say
Jimmy,
your
but
boy.
I want to say
Say
might
your
still be
boy.
Steph. You know what I mean? Steph is still that guy that
Yeah.
Yeah, he wants to say Jimmy though because he's always
I
been
do.
stuck
I
on
do.
Jimmy.
Yeah,
Well,
it's who's playing best right now, not who's the actual best player.
Playing
Like
best right
Steph
now.
is better
Jimmy
than
Butler, now he
Jimmy,
got
but
it.
Okay,
Jimmy
well,
might
I mean,
be-
if you're saying he's playing the best right now, then I would say Luca. But my thought process is the Dubs are going to win, and if they win, it's going to be because of Steph. And I think we can figure it out next round because everybody's saying Miami. If it's between Steph and Jimmy, then we would figure it out in the finals, right?
Yeah, I
Right.
mean, if you think about from
Well,
a
wait.
that
So
point
what's
of
the
view-
question? I thought it was who's the best player left.
Yeah. Who's the best
Right.
player left in the playoffs?
Left in the playoffs.
All
I'm
right.
gonna go Steph then.
I think
gonna
it's
still go
Steph.
Then I'm going
That's
Luca.
And how disheartening is it for the Mavs when you're up like 20 and it's just not safe enough for you to?
Yeah, right?
You
Well,
don't have enough. Yeah. They just don't have
Again,
enough.
some of that old adage, right? You live and die by that three.
Kodak
in
Black said
today's
it's not
game.
safe
So,
for you anymore.
It's like the Warriors could just.
well, they were
Kodak
well.
Black.
The Mavs were
40 point.
hitting. Mavs were hitting in the first half and went completely ice cold in the second, and we're still settling for all the outside shots. It never really worked it inside at all. You know, you got to see the ball go through the net a few times to start to get your confidence going again.
Yeah.
Even if it's a 10-footer or 15-footer, then you start stretching it back out again. But these guys just kept firing, man.
I
mean-
just felt like
Oh,
it
you know
was,
what
it was just sorry, Chong. I just feel like
Good,
the
good, good.
Warriors, they're shooting like you could be up 30 and then all
Right.
of a sudden they start cashing in. You're just like, all right.
Dude, I'll tell you, a guy
Only
who's
up
made
7.
is Poole has played really well for the Warriors all through the
Mhm.
playoffs, right? Even through the season, Poole was a solid contributor. And then Looney on the inside for the Warriors has done well with
He's
all the
playing
rebounds.
well
and-
last couple games. Yep.
yeah, so
Well, I think
Jeez.
I think Looney's got a favorable matchup because nobody in the middle in Dallas is scary.
right.
Yeah, there's no true center over there.
So let's say the Warriors go on and win the whole thing.
Mhm.
What does that do to KD's legacy also?
Makes it look worse.
Right.
Makes it look worse.
Well,
I think it does too.
Huh?
I think it does.
'Cause they won another
Absolutely,
one without him.
because
Like, they
KD's
would've
like
really
his infamy
They won before
came from
KD.
going to the Warriors.
And after, if they
Yeah.
win it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
Right. So you live. That's actually the big like a problematic aspect of when you
Well,
start to
and-
create these super teams. When you create these super teams and you excel in that super team, your legacy is built on that that super team.
Well,
As opposed to like let's say 90 like in the 90s and early 2000s, your legacy is built on you because you didn't like you were so hell bent on not being a part of a super team. Like you built on your team and your legacy alone. Now winning championships means more than that. But if it doesn't come, then you take the bad part of that too, right? So
Yeah.
KD's legacy, KD, Harden, a lot of these dudes, they came from like they're great players and they create these really great teams. But if that great team doesn't succeed, you don't succeed as well, right? And that becomes part of your legacy as well. So it's like a double-edged sword. You can't have it both ways. You got to take the good with the bad. I think KD,
Like that.
his legacy is attached to the fact that he was a great player, went to a super team, and went to another super team, and that second super team is not excelling. So it's like, how do you separate the two? You can't, right? Like he's. I think if he stayed with the Warriors, he would be like ridiculously like his legacy would be that much more magnanimous. But the reality is it's not, right? Like he's not like this great guy that like went to some good team or some team that had a lot of potential and he wound up being like this, like, oh my God, like I create this really great team. No, he just, what free agency, what it is, like you just go to wherever you get the most money and you think you can have the best shot at winning. That doesn't necessarily mean what it used to be, because 10 years ago, that wasn't a thing. 15 years ago, 20 years ago, that wasn't a thing. And now he's attached to that part too, right? He's attached to the part where, like, if he doesn't succeed, well, that's on you too, player.
Yeah. Can you imagine if he was on the Warriors right now? Jesus,
Yeah.
So if he was on the Warriors, they would still be winning. It'd be automatic at this point, in my mind.
We talked about this earlier, like before you guys all jumped on. And let me ask you this: if Steph gets a fourth one, who's the greatest player of the Steph Curry generation?
Him, because
Probably
he's the greatest
Steph.
shooter. I would say him because he's the best shooter.
But
ever.
isn't LeBron part of that? And isn't KD part of that?
KD's
Nah.
not
Well,
gonna be-
well, you
KD,
could just-
I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
Steph
yeah,
surpassed.
you asked if
Steph
you
moves
asked-
past KD.
it's-
Actually, yeah, maybe
He wins
LeBron,
one.
but Steph would be close.
Okay, let's say
I think you
Steph
got a
gets a
1A,
fifth
1B.
one. Let's say Steph gets a fifth one, LeBron doesn't. But when LeBron leaves, he's going to own all the scoring and assist records in the NBA.
I
He's
still
the
think
best
it's a
player.
one. I still think it's a 1A, 1B.
LeBron
I would lean towards LeBron just because of all of what he's
of the
done.
accolades.
Points
Yeah.
wise, all the accolades.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's
But
going to be
you
tough.
know, it's so
But
fucked up because
Steph is still. I mean, like I said, it's right there.
LeBron is like
If
Are
Steph
you
wins
doing
a
like
fifth,
Steph
300
wins a fifth.
pounds all muscle,
Are you
right?
doing
Like
kinda like
it's
Kobe
always
Duncan?
like it's so easy
Yeah.
to
Yeah,
to
it's
put
almost
these
like Kobe
guys in these
Duncan.
different
Yeah,
categories.
for sure.
Got 5'2" in that era.
Yeah, it's
Steph,
Kobe Duncan all over again.
Yep.
I agree, Renee. That's a good
I'll
call.
definitely, yeah.
All right, guys. Hey, second quarter. Let's obviously we touched a little bit on the Pat Bev and going in on CP3. What were your guys' thoughts on that? I mean,
He's a little
he was-
disrespectful.
He's the wrong person to say the right message.
That's
Vaughn?
probably something. like
But that's been Pat Beverly's. Like Pat Beverly's he's always been that guy that nobody's picked. That he's had to prove himself way above and beyond the Call of Duty. So I understand where Pat Beverly's coming from. He doesn't have the cachet, to your point, Papa Chong, to really, to be able to go on the platform and say that. But
Yeah.
but there's
he's
some,
the type of
there's
guy
some
that'll
truth
do
to
it.
what he's saying, because he's
Yeah.
a defensive guy and he defends all these guys. So there is some truth there.
Yep.
Right. I think there's a
Well-
lot there. I think when you look at it, there's a lot of what he said, like you said, there's truth to it. I mean, we don't see all that stuff, right? The back end process of this, a lot of these guys, they all know who's the toughest guy to
Yeah.
guard in the league.
No, you see when they call out
Who's the
screens, they set
flopper.
those pick and rolls
Yeah.
out on purpose to
Yes.
put them on guys they need to be on.
Right. So, it's Pat Beverly is the type of person who, if he hears somebody saying something, he's going to be like, no, let me tell you what's really going on. That's basically what it is. It's just, he put it out on a national platform, but nowadays you can put it anywhere and it's going to get out. So it doesn't really matter at this point. Right. I mean, look at the guy
But there's something to that. He came with
No.
a little extra.
Yeah, there's
well,
spice or
for
something.
sure.
Like
sure.
he
Well,
has something against Chris Paul, because then all these people came to Chris Paul's defense and started bashing Pat Beverly.
well, I think the whole
Rightly
thing,
so,
I think
'cause he was being
part of it,
disrespectful.
I think part
Fuck
of it,
that
was-
little bitch.
I think-
How about that?
I think
No.
Pat Beverly was basically saying,
Nonsense.
you've put this dude up on such a high pedestal and he hasn't really done,
He hasn't delivered. That's fair.
hasn't delivered.
Mhm.
And,
Yeah,
and I
no,
think
I-
that's
I
what he
agree
was
with that.
saying.
Yeah.
I think ultimately that's what he was saying. I think he just
Yeah,
went
but
in
he
a little
also
bit
said
harder
CP3
than he
gets,
needed
like,
to get that point
favoritism
across.
Because
Right.
he's,
I think he's just jealous of Chris Paul.
president. Was he like the player?
He was the
Players-
players.
Association.
The
It was
president
Derek
of the
Fisher
players.
after Derek Fisher,
Yeah.
Yes.
Players
Yeah.
Association president.
Right.
I know he said
I
he-
will say, like,
Right.
what Pat Bev reminds me, and I really like this guy on ESPN right now, and that's JJ Redick. Like, he just doesn't put up with any of the other pundits' crap. Like, Stephen A says something, he's like, dude, what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah,
Like,
I like
you
JJ
know,
Redick too.
let the dude, the guys that played know the
Picking
game.
firemen and plumbers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, when you talk about Bob
That
Cousy.
was funny. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Bob Cousy clap
So,
back.
Okay. The next thing on here after Pat Bev is Michelle Beadle comments. I don't.
Yeah, she kind of went.
Didn't
I
hear
didn't know
about
her
that.
coming.
I didn't hear.
Kind of went in on what's his name too.
Who, Pat?
Who
Donovan, when he got bounced out and just said, "I told you he's never gonna win a championship ever," and she was just saying,
Who
"He's not." as
who was
good
she
as
saying that
people."
about?
She said it about CP3.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so she basically came out and said the same, like
Yeah.
he's not going to win.
Yeah,
Got
never.
it.
And she was just like, "He's not as good as you guys make it out to be. He doesn't."
Well,
Did she say this on a platform or was this
She said
like?
it on a platform. It was like
Oh.
like on her podcast or something.
Yeah, she's not
Okay.
on. She's not with ESPN or nothing like that no more.
Yeah.
Well, think about it real quick here. Take Steph Curry out of it. Who's the last guard to lead his team? Last guard under 6 feet to lead his team to a championship.
And win?
Even though Steph Curry's over 6 feet, but you know what I mean.
To win
And
it, to win it, or
To win it.
to get there.
To win it.
To get there. I was thinking the same thing. No, I was thinking the same thing. That's why I has to win it.
Mm. The win it part is the biggest issue because
And the point guard being the best player, or
Mhm.
just
Under 6 foot point guard.
Was Derek Fisher under
I
6
thought- I
foot?
thought he
No,
wasn't.
but
Nobody.
he wasn't
No.
he wasn't the main guy.
He was along for the ride.
Parker, but he was
That's
along
almost
for the
an
ride too,
impossible
right?
question. That's almost,
Well,
I mean,
I'm,
you almost
okay,
can't
I'm-
even answer that.
it's Isaiah
Final-
Thomas, in my opinion.
He's under 6 feet.
Isaiah Thomas is
He's-
right at 6 feet.
Yes, I think Parker was too, right? Parker was.
Parker
Yeah,
was,
let's say
yeah.
six-
So I
six
guess
foot,
I guess
6'1".
you could put Parker, but it really wasn't. I mean, I guess towards the end, Parker was the best player on that team, right? Between Parker and Duncan, it's debatable on those Spurs teams.
If you're being honest, you
Probably
could have said they were like
And Curry.
they had voters like fatigue. Like, okay, let's not give Tim another damn Finals
Right.
MVP.
I mean, I don't know that Tim wasn't ever the best player on that team. After
exactly,
year two.
exactly,
Right.
exactly.
Okay. So
I like Isaiah.
yeah, no, Mick, that's a good pull. Isaiah Thomas back.
I
with
mean,
the
that's what I'm
Pistons.
thinking. It's
Yeah.
hard to do it when you're that small. It's super hard to be
Right.
the best player and lead your team to a championship.
Was I'm just going to throw this out there. I don't remember how tall he was, but was Chauncey the best player on that Pistons team when they won it?
Like
Phillips.
6'4".
Yeah,
You
I mean,
could-
you could probably
Rob-
make your
But
argument.
I don't remember how
I
tall
would say no.
Chauncey
I
was.
think he's like 6'3". So I'm willing to even throw that. Even at 6'3", it's hard to be the best player in the league at 6'3".
Yeah,
You're
you're still
too
kind of
small.
short.
Right.
That team was just built on like.
And that team too, that
grinding.
Chauncey Billups team is next man up, right? Anybody on it, that's what made him so dangerous.
Yeah.
There was 4 guys that could
Except
give you
for Darko.
30 at any given time on that team.
Except for Darko.
All right, Darko. Yeah, they made a mistake.
I don't know if Ben was going to give you 30.
Okay, I'm still no. I'm
Ben would
thinking.
give you
I'm
20,
thinking.
15.
I'm thinking Prince. I'm taking Rip Hamilton, Chauncey. Maybe it's
Speed.
3. I can't. Oh,
Speed.
Rashid.
Hamilton might have been. I think he might have been the better player on all that team. Just
could've
Well,
been.
yeah,
Yeah,
well, that's
Hamilton.
true. Hamilton
he's a
was
pretty good
definitely,
scorer.
yeah, that's true.
They were
All right.
they were all interchangeable. It was literally next man up to you guys.
Because I was going to say, Mick, if you were saying 6 foot that got him to a championship,
You're gonna say AI.
I was going to say AI, and
Of
that's
course, I
leading
know
me into the
everybody's
next one.
Yeah, this is be AI.
So you guys had on here D Wade versus AI.
Ooh.
In their prime.
No, what were we talking about, Renee?
What are you guys talking about with D Wade versus AI?
Yeah, what were we talking
no,
about?
Because at one time we were talking about greatest shooting guards ever.
Yes.
Hmm.
D-Wade
Oh, and
came
then
out-
somebody said,
Yeah, so
mhm.
we
Right.
Sean one time, we went at it because we were talking about AI and D Wade. D Wade recently came out and said, "There's no
Oh,
way you can
yeah.
talk about basketball without putting my name in it,
Yes,
without mentioning him."
And then someone
Yes.
was mentioning.
I believe that D Wade is the 3rd greatest 2 guard to ever lace him up. That's what I think.
That's how that came up. Is AI a shooting guard or a point guard in your
Well,
book?
here we go. This is where I step out. This is where I step out.
I think AI was a shooting guard.
I think AI was a shooting guard too.
I more so just because Eric Snow played more of the point.
Exactly.
He ran it more.
I don't think AI had more than 6 assists in any game ever. I don't have to go back and check that, but I don't think he ever has.
What was it that Dwayne Wade said? What'd you say Dwayne Wade said?
D-Wade said,
said-
you can't talk
Mhm.
about basketball without mentioning my name.
Yeah,
Without
he's
mentioning
right.
his name.
Yeah,
He's right.
In what,
Which
in
is
what
cool.
capacity? Like,
Which
what
is-
you talking about?
Fashion. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Fashion.
Just kidding.
No,
Like
I don't
greatest
know.
players ever? Yeah, you can leave him out.
Ooh.
Yeah, dog.
Can
You
you?
can talk. You can talk
Greatest
basketball.
players
look at-
ever.
You
We're
could talk
talking
about.
greatest players ever.
I think you
Yeah.
could talk about basketball.
There's no need to
and-
even
and-
mention
That's
his
it.
name.
The Jay's
Ax-
point.
and possibly leave him out of the equation and still get across what basketball has meant to people.
Yeah.
Well, in my mind, you
I
can't be
mean-
the third greatest two guard and then not be mentioned as some of the greatest players ever. In my mind,
So let me ask this question real
Do we
quick.
need to? Do we need
Well,
to
if we're talking
separate
top
like the whole
fivers, yeah, you
greatest
can.
thing? Do we
okay,
need to
top
separate
five,
it?
yeah.
I heard Dan Patrick the other day talk about how I think we need to separate the eras a little bit better. Like it needs to be like 80s to the present and anything
Yes.
before the 80s.
I disagree. I disagree.
And then
So-
you'll
so
have a better
by that
idea.
definition, so you would qualify Jerry Rice.
Fucking
'Cause
Dwayne
Jerry
Wade's
Rice is
a little
still the
full of
best
himself,
player.
huh?
Hey,
Best
but
wide
you're
receiver ever.
conflating football
You're-
and basketball.
yeah, you're-
Don't
yeah,
conflate
you're-
them.
No,
This is- I'm
because
talking. This
you-
is
the
this
whole
was
point is-
specifically
no.
turned
Listen
to
to what I'm saying.
basketball. Go ahead.
My point is you try to qualify things based on generation or based on that decade or based on some premise. Jerry Rice is an easy argument against that because Jerry Rice will supersede all those things. So if you do the same thing in football, you have to do that in the same thing in basketball, right? So that's like saying Wilt Chamberlain or some guy like that. Well, no, Wilt Chamberlain is probably never going to be better than Kobe. Wilt Chamberlain will never be better than Michael Jordan. And some of those dudes will never be better. Like you won't ever find.
I don't necessarily
find it
think
hard-
that's what
I put this way.
where he was going
I
with
find
this.
it
But
hard pressed that any dude will ever be better than Kobe Bryant or Jordan ever.
Well, you
No
just-
matter what decade, what generation,
Football,
whatever.
basketball.
You
but
can't
what
show
I'm
your
saying,
face,
Katie, is
you
I
gotta-
think what they
you
were
gotta-
saying is just to try to separate out what you have seen. Like this generation never saw
Bob Cousy.
or Wilt Chamberlain or you know what I mean. So it's hard for people to like when they make their announcement of their NBA 75, right? We went through it. We were like starting to kick people off and go, we should add this guy on there now. And it's like, well, that dude's
No,
only
I
played
disagree.
4
One more time.
years.
So now we
And-
now we can use Michael Jordan as or
No, because he's
Kobe Bryant.
he's after the 80s already. That's what I'm saying.
Right,
They're
but-
just
but
saying to have
Michael
a separation.
Jordan is still Michael Jordan, right? And that's like his prime was in the 90s and started in the 80s, and he's still
Right.
the best ever.
Right, but
I'm
that's
not-
what-
we're not
it's
saying that.
arguable,
And moving
right?
forward.
I hear what you're saying, Katie, but somebody's gonna say, well, what about Kareem?
Right.
No way, no way.
What do you
No
mean,
way.
no way?
He's got 6 chips. He's got 6 MVPs, and
And
he
he's
led
in
the
league-
league.
in
He's the
scoring.
leading scorer.
Yeah.
No way.
No,
No way.
And
No.
all time.
Nah,
right, so-
See? That's what I'm saying. Katie, Katie, you're remembering Kareem.
know
Hold
we
on.
did.
You're
I know we did.
remembering
Nope.
Kareem in his
UCLA
his
days.
no,
Oh
he's
my
no,
God.
he's remembering Kareem in his
late
later years,
1989.
Lakers.
You remember 1989?
Yeah, exactly. You don't see how dominant that dude was coming through
Right.
college. I mean, they had to change the rules because
Didn't
of
you
him.
watch the show on HBO?
No, I didn't watch that shit.
They literally had to outlaw dunking for a while because of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Like that's how dominant that dude
They
was.
didn't say shit with Jordan.
That's why some people say Kareem over Jordan. Yeah.
No way.
Nah, people. I mean, people do say it, but
I mean, I hear people on this podcast say Braun over Jordan too. So, I mean, there's an argument for that.
There's those are the top three. I mean,
Kobe's
hey,
there.
but
Kobe's
back
there.
to
Yeah,
Wade.
no, Kobe's not in there.
Oh yeah.
All
Oh,
four
yeah.
of them have surpassed. I'm sorry, all three of them. have-
LeBron hasn't
Surpassed him.
surpassed Kobe.
Yes, he has.
Kobe's not a what,
Four
top three?
championships, 3 different teams.
5
All
chips,
the,
Kobe.
all the records.
5 chips. 5 chips,
Kobe.
Not 3 different teams.
Didn't have to.
It
He
doesn't
didn't have
have
to
to.
though. He didn't
There's
have to
something
go.
to be said
He
about
didn't have
that,
to.
though.
He
There's something to
didn't
be
have to-
said
yeah,
about going to
but
3 different.
Kobe didn't have to
organizations
run down to
and winning it.
Miami to go win 2.
Well, there's
Wasn't
yeah,
it-
that too. I mean,
That
hey,
part.
super teams. Yeah,
He tried.
I don't
He
like
tried.
the super team thing either.
He tried.
He tried.
He did try. That's right. He had a
Who
super
tried?
team and they lost.
P
Thank you,
tried
whoever
is what
said
it is.
that.
No, that
Was
was
that
that
KD?
was directed at you, P.
Like he did try. Send me to Detroit when they was winning their chips. Send me to Chicago. Like he wanted to leave. He wanted to be a Clipper at one point. I mean, just because
That's
it
right,
didn't
yeah.
happen, didn't mean he was
Speak
Mr.
on
Loyal.
it. Speak
Right.
on it.
Kobe had a super team too, but they lost.
I don't know.
Yeah,
oh
but-
yeah, he did.
That was
I-
a
I
wild-
wasn't
No,
happy
but Kobe,
about
Kobe
that.
didn't.
That wasn't a super team.
I wasn't
That
happy
was
about that.
times.
Kobe wasn't playing GM trying to create a super team. Kobe was like, just give me good guys. If you don't make it fucking happen, I'm still gonna make it work on my own.
And I'll tell you right now, Kobe won 2 championships.
Malone, Shaq,
No
Peyton.
super team.
Kobe.
No, he didn't.
Malone.
But he didn't create those teams.
But
He
he
didn't
didn't-
say
he
he
didn't-
created it.
Yeah,
I didn't
but
say
then
he created
didn't
it. What
ask
does it
them.
matter if he
Peyton
created
were
it
not
or
a
not?
super team. They
They're
were
on it.
washed. They were washed at that time.
Yes.
Those two
Golden
were
State.
older. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
They were
I
they
didn't say he
older
created
shit.
it.
They broke down
Didn't
before the
Malone
fucking
average a
playoffs
dub?
started.
I'm just saying Kobe also won it with just Powell by his side. And not
No 75
Artest.
player.
Artest was not a superstar. Not even close.
Artest was not superstar. Artest was
Eddie, if you don't
one
stop
of
it,
the better players. in
And
the
the
world.
and
Artest did save our
Artest-
bacon. I'll give him that one.
he
Thank you,
saved our
Artest
bacon in the
won-
game 7
Yep.
Because he
in,
also
in
did save
one
our bacon.
in one game.
Didn't
but
he
like-
win it-
Artest
didn't he win
won
one
that,
with
yep.
Ariza too?
But
he
he still
won
wasn't-
it.
That's
He
right.
won it. That's
With
crazy.
Ariza?
He won that game. He won that game.
He won that
Yeah,
game.
he
He
did.
won that
Yeah.
game.
He did.
On it.
Because Kobe was not. He's
John,
playing well in that
you were
one.
10.
No,
you,
but-
you were at
was.
Disneyland play.
Eddie,
You were
but
10.
the year
No,
the year
no, I
before-
wasn't. I watched the game.
You're on
25 and
super-
15.
the year
25
before
and
they played
15.
Orlando
That was
Magic.
Kobe's numbers.
All right, hey
All
guys,
right,
I'm gonna switch
three
it up.
people talking. I can't even.
I'm gonna switch it
The
up
year
right now.
before, Kobe won it without Artest,
Yeah,
with
he
Powell.
Powell,
Right?
and no one
Yeah.
else.
I was on both teams.
Oh, don't. But see, I hate when people try to like and minimize Gasol.
The shitty
That
thing
dude
is,
did
is
his
they
job.
is Kobe
he
and
did
Powell
his
should have
job.
won the year that they lost to the Celtics. Also, they had that shit.
Yeah.
But anyways, all right. Hey,
Yeah.
so last thing here in second quarter. Oh, actually, we got.
Still
And that's how we answer
That's why
Wade
he's not
Isaac.
even in the top 10.
I know we got
ESPN,
off
NBA.com,
AI,
you name it.
AI, but whatever. We're keeping this pushing.
Thank you, Brian.
So we got Genie
Yeah, I don't
Bus
like
not
your Kobe
satisfied.
slander.
Genie Bus not satisfied with Lakers results, but did y'all see who the finalists are for the head coach?
I heard about some of that, and I don't like it.
I've got to scratch my head. I still can't believe that Mark Jackson cannot get a sniff.
Well,
of
it said,
anything.
Maybe he doesn't want it.
No, you know what I'm hearing? I'm hearing that he's like he like the way that he coaches it. He plays psychological games with his players, and then nobody likes that. That's what I'm hearing.
I don't doubt it.
How's that any different? How's that any different?
Phil
than
Jackson?
fucking, Phil Jackson, absolutely.
No, okay, but right.
Phil-
but
Phil was
the way that
proven.
he does it, like Mark Jackson does it old school, where like he's really calling guys out, and these new school guys can't
Don't
handle
like
that
that.
stuff.
Yeah.
Hold on. I'm going to play Rick. That's because Phil's white and Mark's black. Okay, I'm back to Eddie.
Wow. Wow. So yeah, so it's
I'm gonna play
it's,
Rick.
it's Darvin Ham, Terry Stotts, or
Those are-
Atkinson from the Warriors. Those are the three finalists they're saying right now for the
So,
Lakers
so before
job.
we start bashing these guys, right? Which I'm not super happy about it either. Like, who's actually available? You know what I mean? Like, so like
Who are
the
really
better guys,
top three?
the better guys we want, right? They're probably on a team,
Mhm.
or like Quinn Snyder. I like Quinn Snyder, but he already said he's not coming because of the Frank Vogel, the way that Frank Vogel was handled. So it's like,
Right.
with Ham, you have to find a new guy with Ham, or
Mhm.
I like Atkins, and I like Scott too. But it's just like I don't even know if our coach really matters. We just got to put a good team around Braun.
Don't say that. That sounds like the
'Cause-
the coach doesn't matter, and then look at them. They do it.
Because Frank did what? Because at first nobody liked Frank as
He
a
played
hire.
defense.
Then he wins us. Then Frank wins us a chip, and it's like, yeah, Frank was a great hire. And then this year, injury riddled. There's so many other things you can name before Frank, and then we fire him, and everybody's cool with that. So
Well,
it's like,
Yeah,
Frank
he
was
was
on a
just the
3-year
fall
deal.
guy.
Frank was on a 3-year deal anyway, though. He didn't get anything longer than 3 years anyway, so he had to show and prove in 3 years.
right? But I mean, he got us a chip.
But he was the fall guy.
Oh no, he was. He's the fall
Well,
guy
he
for
was.
the GM.
Yeah, for Pelinka, but
jettisoning every player out to bring in Russell Westbrook. That was the biggest
But
issue.
Vogel was alienating the locker room too. Like we all know it sucks. You have to pander to your superstars, and he wasn't pandering to Westbrook. And Westbrook is a mouthy guy, and it divided the locker room.
I agree with you on that, but when Westbrook wasn't
How
playing
do you guys
well,
know that?
then you got to understand like
Is
it's
it
you just keep doing. He gets to keep starting when he's not producing at all.
look.
See that?
I'm
It's
not
just like
saying.
the-
I'm just saying it's. Someone mentioned a double-edged sword before. I think it was Katie.
Right.
Mhm.
As a
Yeah.
coach, you got to be part psychiatrist,
Sure.
part disciplinary. Like you got to know. You got to play like 5 roles, and if you
Fine
don't
line.
play 5 roles that well, you're gonna
Yeah.
get jettisoned. Especially,
that's true.
especially for the Lakers.
That's the,
Especially for the
I
Lakers.
think no. The only caveat I would say is
there's only so many coaches that can do it. Otherwise, it's got to be supported by like their supporting cast. So if your other position coaches can support that, bet. But if they can't, then you have to be that guy. And it's probably in our generation only a handful of guys. I mean, I'm even talking about college coaches, and I'm talking about college coaches in different sports that can do that. Right? That's what separates those guys from everyone else.
I
I
say
think there's
AKA
only like
the
4
Belichicks,
coaches.
right? The Belichicks can do that. No matter what their coaching staff is, they'll win. No matter who's on their squad, they'll win. There's only so many coaches that can do that within our generation, right? We could probably like name top 10, and that's under different sports.
Yeah.
I agree.
All right. So I guess we just wait and see who they hire at this point, right? And what kind of team they can put around, because basically you only got the 3 guys. Well, 4, right? Tucker is under contract as well, right? I think everybody else, THT. So it's THT, LeBron, AD, and Westbrook, right? Are technically, I think, the only 4 guys that are considered under contract. So you got to go out and go get 11 players again and see what they come up with this time. Is it all 3-and-D guys or what, you know?
So I saw Rob Pelinka and Marks, the GM for the Nets. They said they were having meetings at the combine.
Yeah.
And there's always that meme rumor, right? Where it's like, oh, we'll just give Westbrook and KD, put them back together, and put LeBron and Kyrie together since they know how to work with each other. I'd much rather have Kyrie's money than Westbrook's money.
No, I'm saying I don't think Kyrie wants to play with LeBron. I think
I
maybe.
don't think
I mean,
that's
you
going to
don't-
happen again.
You don't know that, but that's fair.
Didn't he just come out though and talk about him
Exactly.
being
Yeah, he did.
immature back in the day and he
Yep.
fucked all that up with the Cavaliers?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sure
He
did.
Well, you never know.
Maybe he would.
He also says he wants to stay in Brooklyn, but Brooklyn.
He also said he wanted to retire a Boston Celtic too, and that was how many years
Well,
ago?
I got one more question to all of this.
Oh my God,
What do
he
you guys
said that.
feel like Paul George, right? So Paul George was a fucking premier player until he went to the Celtics. And then now what?
Paul George was a
Exactly. Paul George.
No. You said the Celtics?
He didn't go to the Celtics.
No, before he went to I'm sorry,
That's what I'm saying.
I said
That's
the
what I'm
Celtics.
confused.
Clippers.
I'm like-
My bad. The Clippers.
Okay, my bad. Yeah, I didn't hear the name very well, and then I heard Celtics, and I was like, oh, hold on.
My bad. Clippers. Right. So is it coaching or is it him?
Who, Kyrie?
No.
Paul
No,
George.
I think it's
Why?
always on the player, because at the end of the day, you don't have to listen to the coach. You got to go get things done. And the great ones go and get things done.
To
So
a
is
small
he
point,
not
he
great
like
then?
cup like
No,
Is
but
he
you
not
said
great?
you said is it coaching or is it the player? And I answered
Right.
that question.
So you're saying it's the player.
Right.
Yeah, that's what he said.
I
That is
just
what
want
he
to make
said.
sure for the listeners.
Yeah. All right.
I do think a lot of coaches end up just being the fall guys.
Oh, for sure. And I think in this instance with the Lakers, Vogel was the fall guy, and you knew it pretty early on in the season.
Yeah,
Like
there's
when
nothing that
as-
Vogel could have done to fix Westbrook's jump shot.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit was broken.
Yeah.
Well, as we all know, too, to KD's point, unless you're one of those exceptional coaches, it's a players' league in the pros. So the
Yeah.
coach is always going to be the fall guy.
Well, and I think too, but I just think in this instance,
But
right,
then
the fall guy became the coach because
That's easy.
Pelinka and LeBron and Rich Paul were doing this. It's, you know, they're the ones that constructed this team.
All right. Well,
Right? So-
Brian, to that point. So what's wrong with the Nets then? Is that the coaching or the players?
I think
Players.
it's on the players because they're the ones who picked their coach. They went out and got Steve Nash, who never coached before. And they wanted him versus getting, I can't remember who it was. They were somebody else that was in line to
Van
take the Nets
Gundy
job.
wasn't Van Gundy a finalist?
or leaving
Van-
or leaving or
Van
leaving
Gundy
Atkins.
was, and there was somebody else. The Emodku guy. What's his name?
Oh, Ime Udoka, the guy for the Celtics?
Yes,
He
he was
was.
the assistant coach for the
For
Nets.
Boston.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
He was the assistant coach for the
Yeah, he
Nets, and
you're right.
that's who they wanted, or that's who the organization wanted. They were thinking, let's go with him, and it was KD and those guys that said, no, we want
Yeah.
Nash.
Yeah.
Why
So-
the fuck did
KD
that-
It's
KD
a
wanted that.
players'
In
league.
Brooklyn, it's on the players for sure.
Well, Lakers, it's on the players too.
Well,
Yep.
I don't
yeah,
think the
Pelinka
players.
not
It's all
being a strong
LeBron.
Yeah,
GM.
LeBron.
Well,
Mainly
LeBron.
and Palinka not being a strong GM and going, no, we're not doing this because I've got a better offer on the table and we keep more of the nucleus together, right?
Well, there's only one exec who's ever said no to LeBron. So I mean, history says you're going to do what LeBron says / asks.
yeah,
you know what I
and
mean?
and when LeBron said he wanted something, Riley said no, we're doing it our way because
Mhm,
LeBron didn't want
exactly.
Spoelstra as the head coach,
He
and
wanted him to step back down and coach again.
exactly.
Right. But when you have the juice, when you're a LeBron, that kind of guy, what happened? He didn't like Pat Riley's mantra. He left. You lose you can find there's way more coaches that are qualified than there are superstars to find. That's why, in my
Yeah,
opinion, it's a
but
player's
here
league.
you have it though. Here's Spolstra who's still coaching in the league,
Kicking
I'm
ass.
not
different
saying-
players. And
I'm not
still-
saying it's right or wrong.
I know. I'm just
telling
saying.
you.
I'm just saying. I think Spolstra was in the mold of Riley, and he knew what he wanted, and he knew what he had, and said, "I'm not making a coaching change only because LeBron's requesting it." You know, and look where they're at.
he
They're
did
still
fall to a good
they're still
decision.
relevant.
for the most
They're still
part.
relevant. The Heat are still relevant and on the verge of possibly going for a championship again. And we're just
Another
there
final.
2 years ago and lost to the Lakers in the bubble.
I
So-
saw a clip with Jermaine O'Neal
Mhm.
talking
Oh, I saw
about
that this morning.
Like the Heat organization require you to be at 8% body fat or less.
Riley.
Okay.
Said that's why
That's
he didn't
Riley.
re-sign with them.
Well, how?
Because he said he was struggling. Like, yo, I'm struggling. Like,
Well, what's
Yeah,
the
he
point?
said he
What's
gets the
what's
fuck
their
up
point
from
guards'
cooking.
names now? How does he get to be on the team?
Kyle Lowry.
Kyle Lowry.
so-
Yeah. He gets an
that's what
exemption.
Jermaine O'Neal was saying. He was saying like, yo, they want us. at
Mike
8% body fat.
Lowry.
he gets an exemption.
He got them Twizzlers in his back
Yeah, I
pocket.
guess he got a
Uh-huh.
little exemption, but
Yeah, you get an
Yeah.
exemption.
LeBron was struggling because
8%.
he's smoking cigars and drinking Lobos tequila all the freaking time,
Yeah.
probably.
That's
But-
funny.
That's because they're on South Beach, so
I was gonna
that's
say-
nothing to do with basketball. Riley just
Exactly.
wants them all to
That's
look
where the team
tip top.
pictures. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
team
Yeah,
pictures.
team pictures, and make sure you look good at the Clevelander.
Exactly.
All right, guys, let's go third quarter now. Let's talk new movies. I guess we got some new movies that came out, right?
I only have one in my crosshairs.
And which
May
is
29th, IMAX. Anybody wants to join me? Top Gun, Maverick. Come
Oh
see
my
me.
God.
not yet.
Come and see me.
Wow.
the ultimate love.
When you
story,
grow up
if
in the
you're white.
80s like I did,
The original one was okay. I'm
that's
skipping this
true
one.
American
I'm skipping-
propaganda.
I'm gonna
You
go
can
ahead and
skip it if
skip.
you want to. I'm wearing an America hat, not a MAGA hat, an America hat, and a something else. I might wear a flag when I go in there.
I just rewatched Top Gun because it's been so long.
Oh,
Yeah.
Flag
Watch
flannel.
it now.
Right now, to be honest with you, the black version is Iron Eagle, right? So maybe if they do another one of those joints, I'll go watch that.
But I'm kind of with Brian. Like, yeah, it's
The black version. Did you hear what I just said, Katie? I said Top Gun's the ultimate love story if you're white.
See that?
Right.
Right.
It always devolves to
With
race
the
on this
homoerogenous
podcast. Just
fucking-
FYI.
Eddie, I thought you put the Rick piece away already.
Exactly.
I thought
No,
you were back
that's
to
just
Eddie
me.
P.
That's just me. I'm saying that
Oh, you're saying that.
Well,
because my brother-in-law, that's his number one favorite movie all time, and he's
Nate-
white.
See, Nate
Nate.
knows some things.
Well, I can tell you right now, I'm white, and Top Gun is not even in my top fucking 50 movies of all time.
Thank you, Brian.
So, oh, man. All right. Doctor Strange. Anybody seen it yet?
Yeah, it's good.
Luda?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I like it. I like
Yeah,
it.
you liked it?
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Can't
wait a
get
minute.
into that one.
Wait a minute.
Just can't.
I haven't seen it
Poo-poo
yet.
on American propaganda, and we're all in on Doctor Strange.
Dr.
Get out of here.
Strange.
Get out of here.
No, we're all in on Doctor Strange. We're all in on Marvel.
Oh,
No,
okay.
I'm-
My bad.
I was out yet.
You haven't done it yet, Luda?
No, I haven't seen it. I didn't know it was
Okay.
out. But
Yeah.
I would definitely IMAX that motherfucker.
Luda was too
Look at
busy
that.
rolling his sleeves up right now, showing the guns.
No, it's just every time I try to talk, you're always changing the mic.
Nah, because I got something to say with your fucking sleeveless ass.
Other people have something to say
He
too.
said, "Oh, you want to see Top Gun, huh?"
Wait, so I guess I'll be at the IMAX alone. Is what you guys are telling me?
Yeah, you'll be there by yourself.
I might join you just to watch it. Just see
No, the customers will be there.
movies.
I'll
Yeah.
drop you off.
Mick, the only way I show up there is if somebody drags me there and you open the emergency exit and get me in without paying for a ticket. That's the only way.
Yeah.
I'm there for the Slurpees. What's up?
Adult
I'm with you,
Slurpees?
Jamal, for the Slurpee, man.
All right, dude, I got your Slurpee, dude. Come see me. I got your Slurpee.
Whoa, what does that
Ooh,
mean?
yeah,
Whoa,
yeah,
whoa,
exactly.
whoa.
Keep it
Hey.
above board. Keep it above board,
Easy.
boys.
All right.
Oh my
Um,
god.
All right, let's talk about this other thing, this documentary. I've heard different stuff about, I don't remember the name of it, but this documentary about the doctor who
Oh,
like
Our Father.
impregnated all these.
Father, dude.
Yeah,
called
and
Crazy.
it's Our Father, right? It's Our
Yeah.
Father, like
But let me-
300 or
that's-
400 different
what-
no,
kids.
that's a good
all,
question.
Like in the
No,
same
it's-
town, like
it's
or in the
It's like
same area.
93.
It's
like
at 94 and counting.
94 and counting because they still have to do some more DNA
It's
testing.
still-
But let me
to
ask you,
determine.
gentlemen, if
Good
you had the
Lord.
chance to be that guy, would you be that guy?
No.
No.
What are you trying
I
to?
wouldn't
Who are you
either.
trying to get locked up right now?
I would. No. Look, we're talking hypothetical, right? But would you? I wouldn't want 100,000 me's walking around, or
Me
some
neither.
version of me walking around. It feels like, remember multiplicity?
My
where-
genetic code is a gift. I'm not just sharing that with like
Yeah.
300 people. You know what I mean? Like you, the one bitch who gets it, that's like she's God's gift. Like not necessarily spreading around just for shits and gigs. No way.
Yeah,
No,
it is.
what he did was horrible to most of those, because I mean some of them had their own semen and he didn't use theirs, and
Right.
he inseminated theirs. But think about it this way, and I'm not trying to protect this guy. I'm not. Let me play devil's advocate a little bit, because there's people
Not
that
you,
can't,
Luda.
there's people that can't have kids, and
Right.
let's say this guy saw it that way and he was like, okay, let me use some of my potent shit, hook them up, and they have children and they're happy. You know, they just couldn't have it. Like, do you hate him for those? Because there's got to be some of those people that do agree that, like, look, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have had a child.
It's not their child, though.
It's,
In that scenario,
But
Luda,
it wasn't- but it
didn't he
wasn't
switch
Eddie.
out?
Speak on that. Eddie, no, let Eddie, give Eddie
No.
Mike real quick. Eddie, say the last part.
No, it's not really their. I mean, it's the moms. I guess you could look at it
Right.
that way, but it's not
Right.
really the
and,
family's
and
child.
especially like what you said, Luda, when the fact was that he was
He
swapping
switched it
out.
out.
he was
Okay,
swapping
that,
it out.
yeah. If he
That's the
switched it out,
problem.
then that's
if they
No,
if
but
they
the-
had already settled on, hey, this is the person that we want, because the semen or whatever for that individual, then
Correct.
he should, by his obligation of being the doctor, he
Right.
should have turned around and used what the mom or the family had selected, right, for that
Correct.
couple who couldn't have a child.
Hey, but what if
But-
one of your guys
Some that
becomes
didn't
president,
have that
right? And you know it, and you're like, right? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
No, there were some that didn't have that option. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying, but it's no, what he did was horrible. It was an excuse. He didn't let them know. If he would have at least let
Right.
them know, you know what I mean? I can't find you a donor. I can use mine, whatever. But from what I was from to show you, they only use like a donor 3 times. So this doesn't happen.
I'll use mine like it's like a spare tire.
Yeah, like yeah. Here you can use mine. That's all right.
Mine
you go.
works. Mine works 99.9% of the time.
Yeah, exactly.
They- They were using some like medical students at first, right, or something like that.
He
So
was out there like, no, there's only 3 of us. There's only 3
Yeah.
people I did it to. Then it ended up being like 10.
Oh.
He's like, there's no more than 15.
right,
Right.
It went up to like 30. And he's like, yeah, I don't think there's more than like 40. I'm like, bro,
right.
we don't believe you no more. You got like 100 kids. out
Now
there.
he's close to 100.
I feel like Jamal would be the guy out there trying to 1,000 names. You see which one
Let me
made
just get one athlete, please. I'm not doing it. For
So-
the record, I wouldn't do it either.
Jerm, so Jerm, it'd be like a female who's like 6'4", 6'5", comes walking in and goes, "Look, I'm not looking to have a husband. I just want to have a child." And you're like, "I got the
You know what I
potent.
mean?
I
Look,
got
I'd have to think-
I got the
right?
potion for you."
I'd be like, you want a kid about 115 IQ? I got it right here.
You want some of this elixir?
That's it.
Elixir and
You,
potion.
you provide the height, I'll provide a semi-intelligent person. The end. Let's go.
All right, last thing for the third quarter.
And like
Should-
some of these, I'm sorry, some
Go
of
ahead.
these like doctors' kids actually
Uh-huh.
dated each other. That's
Right.
what's messed
That's
up.
what
Yeah.
that's what was crazy is people
That's
started to
like what's
get
cold.
together with
Yeah,
each other,
because
and
it's
then they
like
realized
within
that
a
they're
small town where
they're
all the-
siblings.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, repopulated a town. That's crazy.
yeah, the whole town.
yeah.
related to them.
So, all right, here we go. Last thing: should all players get trophies on a team?
No, come
Oh,
on.
fuck.
Who the
no.
fuck put that up
I
there?
hate participation trophies.
Fuck no.
Listen, at the end of a season, if you want to give something for the kids because they all played, that's fine. But
a
if
little
there's
medal.
That's
But
called the
I'm
pizza
talking-
party. It's called a
No.
pizza party.
That's
No,
called a
exactly.
pizza party.
That's what that's called.
That is the reason why America is where it is today, because everyone's getting participation trophies.
No. What
and
I'm
because they
talking
don't want
about
their
is
kids
if you
to, like,
played in a
not, like, feel
competition.
ostracized.
No. What I'm talking about is, look, when
At
they're
some age, you
5,
gotta
6
stop.
years old, that
No.
kind of a thing.
No.
No. Listen, you're not listening, Katie. Give
No, I
me
don't
a
wanna hear
chance to
this.
speak.
No,
Stuff you don't have
This is
children,
the black conservative
so-
speaking right now. No.
Anyways,
Go, Brian.
so
What you have to say.
what I was getting at is when you're playing, kids need to understand wins and losses, right? But there is something to saying to a child who gave it their effort, they did everything. They might not be the most talented kid. I think we have some of those around here. I'm one of them. Mick, thank you. Where the kids just didn't,
I knew Mick
sports
Storm.
weren't their thing. It wasn't their thing like it was for the fathers. But they stuck with it. I always made my kids, I don't care. You sign up, you're doing this, you're finishing the entire season, right? There's got to be something to say, okay, hey, you did that. I'm not going to force you to play another year. So here is the team trophy. That's it. But when we're playing for competition, I always made my kids understand when we were doing T-ball, no, you guys lost. You didn't win this game. You lost,
I think
you know,
that
type
was
thing. I made,
No, Brian,
age.
I try to make them understand that. Now,
I
don't get
agree
me
with-
wrong. I don't like where every single person at every single event gets something.
Yeah,
That's what I'm talking about. Hey, it's the end of the season. The kids go have their pizza party. You know, everybody signs a baseball on the team and gives it to the kid, you know, that kind of a thing. Hey, you were part of this team. Here's the little trophy of the team.
Oh.
Not, you know, hey, it's the end of the
Everybody
season
getting a
and we're doing a
12.
freaking
But that's not an award.
parade
though.
for
No,
everybody.
what you describe is not an award. Is what you
This
said.
didn't say
your
award.
whole
This said
point was-
trophies. This said trophies.
Okay, a trophy is an award. It's
They,
not how it
they
works.
give
or
them
no?
a certificate for that. You know,
Right.
Fuck that.
Right.
Don't give them a trophy.
All
Back
right,
in my,
can I just say
Wait,
one thing really
wait,
quick?
can I say
please?
one
No
thing?
way.
Yes, you can.
Go,
You can.
go, Luda.
Back
one
in
thing.
I gave 3 awards: most valuable player, rookie of the year, and most player improved. That's all you got. You weren't part of that.
That's all you need.
That's all you. Yes, that was it. The rest of you sucked. So that's all. And for kids 4 or 5 and under, you want to give them something, give them a certificate, a piece of paper.
So
And
then
that-
what? So wait. So then what Katie and Luda are saying is, if you don't put any minutes on the court during a basketball game, like the NBA Finals, you don't deserve that
Hmm.
ring.
Were you on the
Mm.
team?
I mean,
If
you're
I was on the team, do I deserve the ring? I didn't
Yes.
play.
No.
Yes.
I
But
didn't
who,
play.
who, who
They
gets
went to
an
practice
award?
every
The
day.
most valuable player.
Well,
gets-
but I'm just saying, like we just went from
Brian,
trophies
Brian
and
snared
awards.
you guys. He snared you
Yeah,
guys. right there.
you guys just went from no, you don't get it just for being participation.
Snared you guys.
I participated. I was at practice
you're
every day,
saying
but
no.
I didn't contribute to actually just winning
If
the
you-
fucking
if-
trophy.
if you go to the
No,
championship,
because
Get the
if
fuck
you-
out
That's
of
not
here.
the same thing. That's
Luda
not the same
narrowed
thing.
it down to 3 awards.
Dude,
Luda
you
narrowed
He
it down
just got
to 3.
snared. By,
You
he went
guys-
Bob Shapiro
Brian
on you
came with
guys
some
right there.
crazy.
No. See, because you
Oh,
guys
no.
got
I want to hear what you had to say.
No,
Jamal.
because you guys got it fucked up. Luda said 3 specific things you should be awarded. You
Okay.
if you're a trophy,
Aren't you awarded a
if
ring?
you get a championship ring because you were on a team, facts. Okay, bet. We are a team. But an award, as in terms of an accolade, I'm better than the rest of you motherfuckers. And that's
Yeah.
Luda's point. And I agree with that.
Yes.
But that's not
So
what
that's 2
they're,
different things.
but that's completely two different
Yeah, it
things.
is.
We're
No,
talking
it's-
about
so-
participation, regardless. It's participation.
All we're saying is, I think some up to a certain age, you should get participation.
Yeah,
trophy.
that's
Meaning,
what
like,
I'm saying.
Maybe
Like you
5
don't.
to 8 years old or something.
Yeah, and then
it should
after
just be
that,
like,
it
hey,
becomes very
guys have a
That's a
competitive.
bunch of
And
dads talking right
Hey,
now. That's
can I
stupid.
say what I was gonna say now?
go
Yeah.
ahead.
And Brian, I'm just gonna pull you behind the curtain of minority dads and how we communicate to our kids.
Well, let me hear this.
Okay, because here's how we got to tell kids: look, it's different. Like you guys are going to be treated differently than the other kids, so you need to
Right.
understand this from the beginning. And we say we don't believe in participation trophies because in real life we don't get participation trophies. We
Thank
got to
you.
go out
Speak on
and get it. So that's why I
Okay.
think you're getting hit with some pushback on the whole participation thing. Not that I don't disagree with what they're saying, because I think it's created soft kids in America. Period. But I'm on the fence of no, we got to go out and hustle. And I tell my kids, dude, why we lost, Dad? And I tell them, Justin, it was because you lost the game for us because you didn't shut your guy down. That's what I tell them. and they hate
That's
me,
fair.
and that's
That's
why I
fair.
stopped coaching. But I got to tell the truth.
That's probably why you're not the coach of the team, by the way, Jamal.
Exactly, and that and arguing with
Well,
other
and I will
coaches.
tell you
That's
this.
another reason why.
I will also
That's
tell
exactly
you.
why
So
haven't started coaching my daughter.
I coached high school basketball for a while. So I was the head coach for a freshman team and I was the assistant for varsity. And I will tell you, when I was the head coach of the freshman team, it was the worst because I had all the parents coming up to me going, well, my kid's at practice all the time. Why is he not playing? Look,
It
the
sucks.
fact that he's on the team, you should just be happy about. Once you get to the high school level,
Yeah.
I don't have to play everybody equally. I play the ones that are going to produce and help this team win. I that's what keeps my job is to put out a good product on the court. And not only that, but to develop the players so they go on to the JV and to the varsity.
Ryan sounded like a
people looking at
GOP senator
But that's
right
different. That's what I'm saying. Going back, like Renee said, up to a certain age, it's all about getting the kids to be excited to even participate in the
Play a
sport. Because we have too many kids who don't want to do shit,
That's fact.
Period.
like mine,
Yep.
just be behind a computer all damn day. Now, don't get me wrong, there ain't nothing wrong with that if you can make some money off of it, which a lot of them do. But I'm just saying that when it comes to sports, you got to get people to get excited about something, and then you'll start to notice who the kids are that are competitive, wanting to develop, wanting to learn, and those are the ones that then you can have those conversations with.
Let's talk about what we're not talking about.
T-ball is participation.
No, I get
You know,
it. I
that's-
get it. I'm not even going to argue with you. I just want to talk about my
ahead.
situation where your kid's on the team and he's one of the worst and he cost the game for the team and all the parents look at you. I don't want that either.
Well, Mick, that's when you just go,
I like it, my
I'm
kid
not
too,
going
but-
to the games anymore.
No, that's why you
No,
do
no,
vodka
but Brian,
and
to
your-
your point, he gets a
and
participation.
your Jamba Juice.
No, Brian,
Yes.
to your point,
And he wants
he
to
gets a
get-
participation award.
Right.
Even though he's
Yeah,
the
if he's
fucking
8 years
the
old.
player dragging the resident team down, he gets an award. Get the fuck out of here.
But he's
Dude,
out of here.
You guys are misinterpreting award for participation. There's a
All
difference.
right, so
There's
what
a
do you call the thing
difference.
at the end? The participation? Like what's the
No,
last
he,
word?
Can
all
we
he
just
got
call
was
it-
a team trophy for crying out loud. They
And
didn't.
what's a
get
trophy? What's a
first
trophy
place or
commemorate?
second place.
What is it? What does a trophy commemorate?
Right. I agree. I see what Katie's saying. I wouldn't maybe give them all trophies. I'd give them like maybe a little participation medal.
It's called
And
the
then the kids who
participation
are-
It's still the
pizza
same
party.
thing.
That's what it's
still-
called.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's the
Pizza
same
party.
thing.
It's
You
the
ain't
That's
coming to
what-
no damn pizza.
What's the
No, it
difference
ain't.
between a participation medal or a participation trophy?
A
Most of-
medal?
by the way,
you medal?
Ogle-
You get a medal because you drug the team down? Cool. Right on. Welcome to America.
Wow.
He's
That's-
5'8".
JD's on one today.
No, that's my
Yeah,
kid. That's my kid. So I slapped his medal out of his head. Get that crap out of here. We ain't taking that. This is BS.
Well, I will tell you, many of the participation pieces that my kids gathered had never stepped foot into the
No.
Henry household.
No.
But I'm just saying, there's like,
I understand where you're coming from,
Oh,
Brian.
no,
I'm not
it's my
saying
daughter.
it's
I think at a
outright.
certain age,
I'm just saying my kids aren't doing it. That's all.
Not
Well,
All I
and
know
they're
is my
past that
daughter
anyway.
plays soccer and she ain't got a participation.
So here's another.
They got
Well,
their ass
I'll
beat
give
in
you.
the
I'll give you
tournament.
another one.
All
I'll give you
L's.
another one.
No
So-
trophy.
How many people actually? How many
There's
people
no-
here actually played sports in high school?
There's no L in trophy.
How many people played sports in high school? Okay.
I played tennis
Did you win did you win the league championship in your sport every year?
with
Hell no.
Did you get a did you get a letter to put on your Letterman's jacket?
I
yes
got
or
them.
no?
I never got a Letterman's jacket.
And
Okay,
then-
well that was your choice to not get a Letterman's jacket. I had a Letterman's jacket and I got a letter for playing on the team.
For being
I don't
Right?
wanna
You
be-
participated. You were one of the 15 best players to make the squad to be able to compete for your school.
You get a
Right?
letter, right?
I got a letter.
yeah, Ramon's the only one that won a
Is-
championship.
what-
He got,
what's the-
he got
what's-
2 chips.
what's the difference between that and what
At
we
my
were
high
just
school-
talking about?
Because
At my high
Katie's
school,
saying
we-
the trophy signifies
What?
Champion.
Achievement.
yeah,
An
achievement.
achievement.
But
yeah.
not if but what if the trophy doesn't say that? If it's just a team little trophy,
Well, but because
I
trophy,
just-
when we think about trophies, we think about trophies are associated with championships. That's why.
Yeah.
well,
That's
all
why.
right.
That's the only reason. I mean, if Brian, if you replace a participation, anything else but trophy, I think we all say yes. But if
Well,
you say trophy,
but I
that's
wouldn't
where
do
you
a
lose.
medal. I wouldn't do
Okay,
a medal.
okay,
because
trophy or
associate
medal.
medals,
Say
a gold medal is
participation.
somebody who won also.
How about a participation calendar?
Acknowledgement.
Give him a fucking
I
aluminum
acknowledge
medal
You
then.
participated. You should get a
Think they're already aluminum.
participation acknowledgement. That's as far as
Yeah.
that word.
No, I think
ever
they're
go.
plastic.
At my high school, you couldn't get a ring unless you logged a certain amount of minutes during the season. My coach was
See?
an asshole though.
Again,
I agree with that. Yeah, and I'm gonna take that even further.
Okay.
Like, it's beyond like all sports, right? So let's say you're on a team, football
You get
team,
snared
basketball
again,
team,
Katie.
sports
You're
team.
gonna, yeah,
if you don't have enough.
you're going
Don't get
down the,
snared
you're
again.
going down the rabbit hole again because I mean, every single person getting a ring
NBA
for the
Finals
for the-
ring.
for NBA Finals ring throughout the entire organization down to the
J.R.
janitor.
J.R. Smith for sure didn't deserve one. Adam Morrison didn't deserve one, but they got
Right.
him.
Mike Penberthy.
Yeah, Pinberg.
Yeah, I don't know about the fucking maintenance guy getting a fucking ring because I think
Yeah, they
everybody
all
does,
they
right?
all
do that.
get one.
Yeah,
They
I
do
don't know
that.
what's up with
Now,
that.
now they're on different levels. They're on different levels because I heard that the other day. John Ireland said his ring that he got for the championship in the bubble was only worth about 20 grand, but the players is worth,
You got a ring
200
for
grand.
being the team
They all do.
commentator.
They all do.
God, that's fucking lame. Yeah,
Michael Thompson's got it too because he's the analyst
Yeah.
on the
Right,
radio.
yeah.
So
Mhm. Him and
Michael Thompson might actually have more rings than
Ireland.
anybody, including Robert Ory, Luda.
How many,
Nigga.
how many does he have?
Well, he's got what 3 or 4 with the Lakers playing.
He's got.
I think
oh,
he
you
got
talking
2 with
about
the Lakers.
Was it only 2?
I think he
thought
got 2 with the
3.
Lakers.
But
87
okay.
and 88, I think.
But
And
didn't
they
he also
shipped
get
him
one in
off to
Portland?
Portland,
No. He
Maybe.
was with Portland.
Maybe.
and then came to the Lakers.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
came to
he
the
came to
Lakers
the Lakers.
after.
He didn't get it.
Because he missed it because he was the number 1 pick in 78 for Portland.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
And
He
they got
came
it in
after
77.
after Walton.
He has
Yeah.
then if that's the case, he has the same
78.
amount as Robert Ory,
Yeah.
and most of those
Michael
aren't
Thompson?
playing.
Michael
Yeah.
Thompson,
78. He was the number 1 pick.
Clay-
number 1 pick
Clay
out of
Thompson.
Minnesota Gophers.
Out of Minnesota.
Gophers.
Hey, who else went to Minnesota that played in the 80s that was great in the post? Played for the Celtics.
Are you sure he came out in the 70s?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he was
bro.
78.
Nobody likes that dude.
Nobody likes him. Kevin McHale.
McHale. Yeah.
Yeah, McHale.
Yeah. All right. That's it for third quarter. That trophy topic, whatever. We don't need to bring that shit up ever.
Yeah,
again.
let's take that off forever.
Yeah. All right. Fourth quarter. I guess we do have
White
some
America.
up here.
Yeah,
Let's-
can
All right,
edit
here we
that out
go.
for White America?
Here we go. White America.
Award
We're
for
gonna
being
start
on
off
here
White
today.
America right here. Amber Heard taking a shit on the bed.
Oh
White
my
America,
God.
fucking white America again.
Bump it or dump it. Amber Heard and Johnny Depp trial.
Bump the shit on the.
Can we
Bump
bump or
that,
dump?
bump that story,
both of them?
but dump both of those fucking people.
Yes, let's just dump those people, please.
Did any of you guys see Aquaman, Jason
No.
Momoa, when he was
Gosh,
doing
he
his
looked good.
testimony?
Dog, I thought that was fake. I thought that was fan made. I was like, it's has to be
Dude,
fake.
I was cracking up regardless when I saw it. It was
Wait,
funny
yeah.
as
Oh,
shit.
What was it?
So supposedly they put Jason Momoa on the stand, but it was virtual. Like he wasn't there. They had to do it via conference
Right.
or
like
whatever.
Zoom or some
Like
shit.
Zoom or whatever. And
Really?
they were asking him questions, and there were several times where he was like saying, "Hi, Amber," and they're like, "Please do not talk to the defendant."
Serious?
Yeah, dude, it was
Oh my-
hilarious. It was hilarious, dude. Because you know what? Basically,
That was real. It wasn't a
he was
skit.
calling her out.
Yeah.
He was basically calling her out like she's full of shit,
Mhm.
basically. So,
Remember the jacuzzi story he said?
yeah,
on the
where they
stand?
were both there and
Yeah,
something
What-
came out in the water.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh my God.
Uh-huh.
Took a
And,
turd in
and
the
they said it was
water?
they said it was brown, and he said, "Well, do you have evidence of that?" And he goes, "Who's gonna have a camera with them in the jacuzzi?" Type thing.
Or then when he pulled that thing off the wall, he's like, "Yeah, I actually sculpted something that looked like what was in the water."
oh.
Pulled out this like brown shit looking.
She's
Dude,
got
it
a
was
thing about
pretty
shit now.
brutal.
Yeah, I guess so.
Apparently so. Apparently so. All right. Bump it or dump it. Phil Jackson as a consultant for the
Dump,
Lakers.
dump,
Dump.
dump,
Dump.
dump.
Time's gone. Has
I-
been.
I want
Well,
him
if
back.
that's the case, so everybody else that they're consultant with should be gone. I mean, Kurt Rambis and Kurt's wife
And
I mean,
Kurt
come
Linden
on.
gone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
gone.
I'm ready.
Like,
I'm
why are
ready.
they consulting with them? Like,
So I don't know actually what Kurt and Linda are doing. I'm just saying it because I honestly don't know. But I've seen Phil run an organization from a
yeah, with the
president
Knicks.
standpoint. Exactly, and that's why I can say dump easily for Phil. I don't even know what Kurt and Linda are
Well, I
doing.
think I honestly
Guess they
think
dumped
from
him
what
too.
what they were saying about Phil is the only reason why Phil came out with all of this, or everybody heard about Phil being a consultant, was because he turned around and he said trade AD
LeBron.
and trade LeBron and keep Westbrook, because he thinks.
Yeah, but we know he don't like LeBron. So
Well, true.
I mean, but
yeah,
it's also
I'm just saying he doesn't like
boyfriend.
Well, I think he just thinks that there's more stuff that can happen with Westbrook and an AD than an AD and LeBron at this
yeah,
point.
that's crazy. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
but
I agree.
We need 80 on the court. Is he not factoring that in?
Well, that's what I mean. Like, injuries last year just were brutal regardless. I mean, AD, again, Mr. Sharman, as Mick likes to call him, soft is soft. And then LeBron going down didn't help. So,
Mhm.
but I mean, it seemed like every single player on that team last year was hurt at some point in time. They all missed time.
Some never came back from injury.
Right.
Kendrick Nunn, that's feeling.
Yeah. Okay. Rico case for
No,
YS.
don't just skip that.
Skip that. I don't even know what it was. All right, cool.
I also want to say about the Phil thing, like, Jeannie, you wouldn't marry this man, but you're gonna trust him to run your organization or consult for organization? That's kind of crazy.
Well, you made a good point. Is it time for Jeannie to be replaced?
How you do that?
To
Yeah,
who
it's
though?
time, right?
Yeah, to who?
She's
You already
so
saw
there.
Jim Buss do something.
Right, but there's
That's
but
what- not-
if
that's
the
what-
kids come together and throw a coup, they can get her out because they all have a equal part ownership in the
Did she
company.
That's-
win
and that's how they got rid of her
No, but
brother.
Forget that. They literally just won
That
champions
is
like 2 years
stupid.
ago.
That is so. You are only afforded so many players at so like just because you are a GM. Think about all the organizations that have had opportunities at X players that they didn't capitalize. One thing, but when you don't have access to certain players, like, what are you supposed to do? Like, I mean, put it this way. Think about like Pittsburgh Pirates, right? The baseball team. They intentionally don't give a shit about fucking players. So that's
It's just
GM.
basketball. So
Okay,
can relate
I
to
understand that, but why don't the Lakers
But
have
when I'm
players
talking
right
about in basketball, it's even less easy to.
Why do the
access
Lakers not
now?
have
premier
Why,
players?
why don't the Lakers have players right now?
Lakers
Because
won it
all your
2
money's
years ago,
tied
though.
up in three people.
And who makes the decision to tie that money up in those three people too long?
the GM.
No,
GM and the owner.
the owner.
The owner,
Yeah, but
The
I'm
owner
pretty sure.
agrees
my
to it.
that's my
The owner
point.
agrees to it.
That's
I'm
my
sure
point.
there are some owners who stay out of the headlines. Like, I'm pretty
Right.
sure some of you older gentlemen know who the owner of the Heat are because
Yes.
you may have heard his name in
Mickey
passing.
Aronson. Yes,
But
that's
I
who it is.
have it. But but to the casual
is he?
NBA fan, we know who runs that organization. From a basketball standpoint, they'll just say like Pat Riley gets all the credit, Bob Myers for the Golden State Warriors, Sam Presti. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, she just probably needs to step back from the microphone, if anything, and then just
That's my
let
point.
Right.
or whoever. I
Okay.
don't know about selling the team. I don't know if you're saying sell the
No,
team.
no, I'm not saying sell a team. I'm just saying because right now she's the buck stops with Jeannie, right?
Right.
And in
You said replace her.
most organizations, when the head person's not getting it done consistently, what happens to that head person?
Well, they get let go, but who do you put
But
in
is
their
that
place?
Genie
It's
though?
still an
To your
owner.
point,
Are you
but
saying?
that
Are you
point,
saying
is
head
that
person?
Genie?
Jeannie's
That's
Jeannie
not
has
Genie,
the
though.
Jeannie has the final say on all
Yeah, but
decisions, money, everything else. She has the
Oh,
she has the final say.
she wouldn't even have the final say on her being let go, right?
No, well, it's
No.
going to take a coup to get rid of her, just like she got rid of Jim. Same way, it
My
can
question
happen.
is,
Yeah, but the
you're
problem
acting
is none of
you're
those other
acting like
bus
she's
people
not
want to
putting a
be.
team out
They
there.
don't want to be
A good
the
team.
day-to-day operational person like Jeannie
Right,
does.
right. And
That's
I'm
the
not,
thing.
I'm not saying she has to go. I'm just asking the question. So apparently, according to this group, we say keep Jeannie in power. Is that what we're saying?
Oh, well, I'm saying is you're acting like she's not like they're not trying to put a good team together. Yeah, they
No,
have
no, I'm not
really-
acting like that. I'm saying her decisions that she made and Rob and whoever else have put us in a position to where now we can't get anybody because we have no draft picks until 2050
2027.
or whenever it is.
2027.
right? And I like the fact, like, everybody knows if you're great, come to the Lakers because they'll take care of you. But in Monday morning quarterback, in retrospect, did we pay Kobe too long? Did we pay? Are we
Yes.
paying LeBron too long? Did we? We signed up to
Right.
get Russell Westbrook at $45 million or whatever. You know what I
That was
mean?
terrible.
So that's
That
what
was
I'm.
the
That's
one
what I'm
move I
talking.
did.
We didn't pay Kobe too long. We paid LeBron too long.
about.
That's that.
I mean,
Kobe,
We paid for Kobe's
don't do that.
allegiance
Don't
and
do that.
loyalty.
Don't do
We're
Right.
we,
So
we
we
didn't
paid-
buy that. We didn't buy that with fucking LeBron. LeBron, he was a hired gun, like to keep the legacy going. but is he worth like the consequence of him not performing and not creating like the team that we want? I don't know. Kobe was worth it because Kobe. There's only again. There's literally probably 10 dudes, 20 max at that level of like notoriety. Like they are like Kobe is a name. He's one person.
Hey, so
Jordan
let me ask you
is
real
a
quick.
name.
Let me ask you.
LeBron is
You
a
would've-
name. But we paid for LeBron, but we didn't get LeBron's fucking marquee.
ROI
You're
is
right.
what you're talking about.
All we did was win a chip. So you would have paid Kobe. You would have made Kobe the highest paid player after he tore his Achilles. Just yes or no, real quick.
Yes.
Oh,
KD.
Yes.
Oh, that-
yes. I you know what? Because I also paid for Kobe playing an entire season with a broken finger.
A broken finger and an ace in an Achilles after his. I'm talking about the Achilles though. The broken
Yeah,
finger's
I
broken
feel you.
finger.
I feel you. But I paid for both of those.
No, hold on.
Right?
So you would
I'm
have
not
paid
separating them.
for Kobe. So no one's ever played well after a torn Achilles at Kobe's age, and you would have still made him the highest paid player. That's crazy. But go ahead.
Well, hold on. I hear what KD's saying, and I know which road you're trying to
I
take
am
him down.
paying for
But
it. I am
KD
paying
already
for his
said.
marquee.
No,
I'm
KD
paying
already
for his
said
marquee.
he's paying for his allegiance and what he's done for the franchise. So I understand that, but I think that's the
So
gift and
does-
the curse of the Lakers front office.
Well, that has
Sometimes it
nothing
works
to do
out,
with winning,
sometimes it
then,
doesn't.
right?
We're sitting here talking about doing
Well,
too much, and
Are we
As-
trying to win,
hold
or are we
on.
trying to?
No, but having Kobe on the Lakers for the last 20 years, has that not been how much money has he made for the Lakers?
Well, that's the
no.
thing. It's-
But I'm just
it's-
saying you didn't
it's
have
a
to make him
product.
the highest paid player.
Well,
After
if
changing-
that was what was going to keep him to stay, then you would have had to make him the highest paid player, right?
All right,
We don't
how
know.
about this? So what is Kobe playing for the Celtics? What is Kobe playing for? Like, actually, I wouldn't even say Celtics. Think of like some fucking low brand ass team, but he gets paid the most amount of money ever, right? No, you don't want that. You want Kobe to be a Kobe for forever. Kobe is the last dude at
Laker.
that level who's paid for a single fucking team. LeBron doesn't even have that. Michael Jordan is the last
It was-
dude at that level who paid for his. Well, I take
Well,
that back.
no,
You know,
Dirk
he
did
played for
that.
the Wizards.
Dirk-
I take that back. So that means Kobe is actually in another higher premium for a single team. When is the last time a player at that level plays for a single team? That's
Tim
what you're
Duncan.
paying for.
I can tell you. I can
Yeah,
tell you.
Tim Duncan.
Dirk was more loyal because Dirk didn't want to leave. Kobe tried to leave multiple times. Dirk did it. Tim didn't.
Well, because
Tim
Tim and
almost
Dirk
went
didn't
to
want to get
Chicago, actually.
they didn't want to get paid like Kobe wanted to get paid. That you can't fault Kobe for juicing up
I'm
his
just saying,
salary.
we're talking about loyalty and all this stuff. Like Kobe wanted to leave multiple times. Just because he didn't mean he
Well-
was the ultimate loyal
Well, hold
person.
on. In his heart of hearts, though, there's two different things with that, with using the Lakers like that too. Because if Kobe really, really, really wanted to leave, he would have left.
He would have
right?
left. Yeah, he would have
Left.
went and signed with the Clippers.
100%. So you're paying for it. It's a relationship, and they paid for their part, and Kobe got his part. That's it. That's it. That's all it is. That's all any team in any sport and any player. It's a relationship. Sometimes relationships don't work out, and sometimes they work out, and you get married for forever. And all of you guys know that's how life is, and that's what Kobe got, and that's what the Lakers got. So to pretend like it's not that what it is, that is 100% what it is.
All
It
right.
was a relationship that worked out for both of them.
All right. I got
Did it?
I'm
Did it
going-
work out for the Lakers though?
Yeah, that would say highest paid
They
player.
went
after
about 10 years without winning
They still put a lot of butts in the
Championship, right?
seats, so it did work out
after
for the
Kobe
Lakers.
left. I guess.
Worked
What
out
are we
for the
talking?
bottom
Are we
line.
talking
It
money or are we talking?
It worked out for the bottom
Well,
line.
It worked out for the buses,
Yeah, that it did work out
and
for them.
you got to remember, for the buses, it's a business. It's not a toy.
Then what is she?
like
Then
for
what
other
is she
people.
complaining about? Because we made her. I'm pretty sure this sorry ass roster filled the seats just like Jordan Clarkson and D'Angelo Russell winning 27 games did.
The seats weren't full.
Are you
when
sure?
Jordan Clarkson and D'Angelo
Are you
Russell.
sure? Are you
You-
100%
You
sure?
think people were paying $350 for nosebleeds to see D'Angelo Russell and Russell Westbrook?
Understand the Heat have the longest. What is it like? The longest sold out whatever in their history, and they were worse than the Lakers were. And you're telling me the Lakers as a brand?
What else?
is not
What else
better
does
than-
Miami have? What else does Miami have?
B, go look it up, dog. I'm just saying, look it up.
I
Like,
don't
if you want-
care.
number one,
When people bring this up all the time,
bottom line was
what
the
does okay? Most sold out in the NFL is who? Probably the Packers as well. Green Bay.
I thought it
What
was
else do
y'all.
they have? They have nothing
I thought it was
else.
y'all.
I'm just saying, there's nothing else.
Can I hear?
Like-
I just want to hear Ramon's point real quick because he was talking about Miami and then he got cut off. So please finish your point because I'm not sure where you were going with that.
Because I'm saying, like you said, the bottom line for the buses was making the dollar, right?
Mhm.
When
Yeah.
we were bad, and
Because it's
you're
their
right.
business.
So, right, we're not going to say we didn't fill seats this year with Westbrook and all them, because the bottom, if she's only focusing on the bottom line, I'm pretty sure we sold out. Like we were tops and sold out.
No, that's what I'm
with this
saying.
bad
It's a
roster.
business to them. So even when they were not winning for 10 years, they still had to put at least a product on the floor.
But to
that
Eddie's
would-
point, who's like, what are you are you complaining about the success of the franchise, or are you complaining about filling your pockets?
Both.
Because
But
I'm
here
just
it is.
saying.
Here it is. Jeannie's in a position where
she has to
hedged.
do both.
She's hedged though, right?
Yeah, she has
Look,
to.
If the Lakers don't win successfully in championships, but she wins on the bottom line, she's hedged one way or the other, right? Obviously, she wants both, but she'll take one or the other, right? Well, winning fills the bottom line, period, right? But at least they still have the seats sold, so she's not in the red, so she's winning to her shareholders. She's winning to the people invested in the Lakers.
I mean, you literally saw that with this, pseudo documentary of Winning Time, right? When Bus was like tapped out, literally, where he had to sign the company over to his sister, right? Who had the money, but he knew if I put the product on the floor, people are going to start to pay top dollars. And then by the end of the season, they were positive like $6 or $7 million.
Back to my point, the relationship. So do you think Kobe
Yes.
Bryant's putting seats in the fucking butts in the seats?
Yes.
Absolutely. That's what
Even after a torn Achilles heel. I
Absolutely.
mean, look-
That's why they paid him what they paid.
That's why they paid him.
No fucking
Yeah.
Kobe
Now,
Bryant
if
and
you're
no
gonna
LeBron
say
James.
Chong, like, hey, would you have paid him due to his production? Probably not. He probably
No.
didn't deserve to be the highest
But
paid
it
at
was-
that time.
we all say no on that one.
Well, and not
Right.
only that, but think
Absolutely.
about it. After his
Not
Achilles,
everybody.
after the Achilles, we all saw what the team was. We knew there was nothing there to win the chip. And we knew he was at the end of his career at that point. We just wanted to see Kobe.
Allegedly, until he
Well-
scored 61 fucking points on his last fucking game.
Well, dude, they fed him
Come
every
on.
single
Yeah,
pass the
that's
entire
not
game.
it
but-
don't
not
matter.
right.
Jordan, they did the same thing with Jordan. Jordan didn't fucking achieve that. The whole point is
Oh my
my point is the relationship. So they overpaid Kobe Bryant for his legacy, but Kobe Bryant is still putting butts in those seats. And
Right.
then they realized like we need another person to fucking put butts in the seats,
Yeah.
aka LeBron. LeBron is not, in my humble opinion, is not on the same caliber as Kobe. However, his legacy is still undeniable. He puts butts in the seats. Period. It's a relationship. Both of them are receiving something. This is
Right.
not a one-sided situation.
That's the next
Oh.
topic.
All right, next topic was,
yeah, let's just
and
move
I
on.
guess everybody might go in on
millennials,
this.
the millennials don't like it.
Ramon said Clay is washed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I did.
I can look, Ramon. He's not the same Clay that he was before, so I can see
Yeah,
where you're coming from.
So,
I don't- I
Did you
would say
expect
washed.
it to be though?
Well, okay, I would like a reasonable facsimile.
two major.
I want to
injuries.
hear Ramon's take, and
No,
then I
to-
want to be able to see what.
because me and were talking during the podcast, and then we saw his stats, and he was like, "Oh for whatever," right? And then I put in the group chat like, "Damn, Rick! As soon as we
Right. I
said
saw
something, this nigga didn't miss the rest of the game." So maybe washed is harsh, but Clay is like the bargain version of himself now. And yeah, I'll walk that back just a little bit, but he's definitely not the same. And I apologize, Clay.
Can we get though? Can you like Clay literally just came back like the middle of this season? Like we can't give him like a year to get
off
fully,
of an Achilles. By the way,
Well, it was
And
ACL.
and an
no, but the
ACL.
ACL, the ACL was
That's what I'm saying. He's come
previous
back
season.
2 years.
Achilles was second.
Was it
Second,
a
you're right. Achilles was second.
Yeah.
Let this guy
Yeah.
let him get at least a year or two and see like how he looks.
No, because
Can we frame it though? Because
What?
you know how this group is. Can we?
That's
Because
true.
we live in the moment. So can we frame it in a year and a half? What should we see? Like what is Clay supposed to look like? Where we'll all say he's kind, he's back to being just about the old Clay.
I'm
Like, what's
90%
How old is
of
he?
what
How
he
old
was.
is he right now?
He's like
Okay,
28, I
fine.
think.
Prime Clay is gone. That Achilles, he's not.
okay.
Prime-
Well, okay, you could say the same
Okay.
thing about KD, right?
Which is-
KD's
ooh,
not
hold-
prime KD with his after his.
Katie, hold on,
Achilles.
but KD just averaged 37 and 7 this past season. He had one
Okay.
like we said, he had one bad playoff series. I don't know if this is the new norm. Like that is a little different because he looks like he don't look like.
But what I was getting to was
I think
KD
she's
when he
outside.
came
Came
back
back
off his
from the
Achilles.
ACL
He didn't look
or
like
Achilles.
KD either for a while.
Oh, okay. Okay, fair
I
enough.
mean, like Renee was saying, he just came back from this Achilles.
Yeah, you got to give him
6 months
time to
in.
like.
I don't know, but I don't know.
KD's now what, 3 years
You
removed
got to
from his
give him
Achilles?
time.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
So at least wait
I
till
do
next
have
year.
something in common with Clay Thompson, or he's something in common with me. He has
Uh-oh.
my birthday. Okay. My
Oh.
birthday.
Oh,
You're right.
He's
You're right,
32,
OG.
by the way, boys.
oh,
32.
is he 32? Wow, he don't look
32.
no 32.
Oh yeah.
That's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Well, he also doesn't have as much mileage on him.
You say
because of
That's
Clay's
what I was
30
going to say.
two
Clay's
injuries.
32.
Clay's 32.
Yeah, 32.
Yeah, I'm a
Wow.
little scared now.
I was
about
gonna
that.
say
Yeah, a
when
couple
someone
more
said
years,
28,
huh?
I was thinking
Clay's
Can't be
32,
28.
boys.
Okay,
Yeah.
he's 28. He's 28 with his mileage. How
Yeah,
about
he
that?
got 28 worth of NBA
I'm
miles
a-
on his legs.
I'm a little nervous
Yeah,
now
yeah,
about
two
the.
years removed of.
I just think
Yeah,
we
I'm
should
a-
give him till about next year and see maybe by the time he hits
Yeah.
the playoffs next year.
Next playoffs? Okay.
next playoffs. Yeah.
Then we could
Alright.
like
I think-
revisit
Yeah,
for
going.
sure.
I think he'll still be an above average NBA defender, but to be that elite defender he was because of the the Achilles and lateral quickness and all that stuff, I think that might be behind him. Might be,
Yeah.
but we'll wait till next year. I'm sorry,
All right.
Clay, still regardless.
Last one on here on Bump It or Dump It. Little Wayne comment to Mark Cuban.
Can somebody explain that? I didn't
Yeah,
understand
explain
it.
it.
Somebody's got to explain that to me.
I didn't hear what he said. I
Lil
don't hear what he said to
Wayne-
Luka.
Rob put it out there on the text.
Yeah, Little Wayne like
Oh, I
put
missed
a tweet out saying that like kind of like F Luca and F Mark Cuban, like they're fake or whatever, because I guess Luca's flopping and then whatever. And then
Mhm.
so Mark
Okay.
Cuban responded back by showing a tweet that what's name put out a long time ago saying Mark Cuban, that Lil Wayne said Mark Cuban's just party with the NBA champs, Mark Cuban's that guy or something. And then I don't know, Lil Wayne
Mhm.
said something about
Is it
Don't
just
make
because
me-
Lil Wayne is now a Warriors fan?
I have no idea, but Lil Wayne also said like, "Don't make me get your bitch ass slapped." I'm just like, Jesus, like, what is happening right now?
Wow.
So
Yeah.
the funny thing is that he said, "Don't make me get your bitch ass slap." Not I'm gonna come slap. Like that's
Yeah.
the funny thing
Yeah.
about it too. That's the funny thing about it.
So
I mean, that's how Wayne get down. So
No, but honestly, how about this? The fact that you can be like, you can threaten a billionaire, right? Like, what kind of level you need to be at? Imagine trying to fucking threaten Bill Gates or some shit, or like Elon Musk,
yeah,
and then Elon
exactly.
Musk responds to it. Like, where are you at? Like, so do you could threaten a billionaire, and people are on your side? Like, yeah, man, fuck that dude. That's what happened.
no, that's
Right, and as a matter of fact, then Wayne went to a game was it yesterday or 2 days ago, and Mark Cuban came up to him and squashed the whole shit.
yeah. So
But, well, I think Twitter makes hypocrites of us all, though, right?
Right.
That's
Yes,
why I don't
sir.
have one.
yes, sir.
That's why I don't have one.
Twitter fingers.
And
That's
and the,
exactly
10, and the hey, Twitter and the 10 Cents podcast makes hypocrites of us all.
All right.
All right. Hey guys, let's wrap this thing up. We got a final word this week.
Yes.
And
There we
Papa
go.
Chong, aka Honcho. for
Hey,
this
come on,
episode.
Duffy. Come on, Duffy.
Honcho.
It says Honcho right there in your name.
Yeah, Hunch.
I'm with you.
All right, man.
No, I just want what
Take
I
it
want
away.
to talk about was I mean, it seems like not the new norm, but in the news, all we talk about is like mass shootings, right? And that shooting in Buffalo was crazy. You know, I think I read that from what I read, it was 10 people were killed, 4 people were injured at that time. And then us being on the 10 Cents podcast, we're able to talk about all things sports. And this one was a little sports related because of the quick response from like the NFL and the Buffalo Bills coming in. And I think they're donating like $400,000, if I'm not mistaken. And I thought that was dope because like it was in the Bills area or community. And I just wanted to applaud them for their like quick response and the NFL getting involved. And yeah, that's all I got really.
Yeah, to piggyback off of that a little bit, I saw on one of the late night talk shows, Mike Myers, claim to fame, right? Austin Powers and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He came out rocking a Buffalo Sabres jersey, and
Seen that
he's
too.
from Toronto, so right across
Right across the street.
right across anyways.
Pretty
And he
much.
he said the same thing. He's like, I'm just trying to show love and support for our neighbors from the South and the folks of Buffalo.
Mhm.
Unfortunate, man, that we
They almost
continue to
ended up-
have this kind of crap.
He almost ended up over there too.
There's been
as
2
far
more
as the
since
crime
then
time.
too, right?
Right. There's been two more since then. And it's sad. It's sad where people are at, that they feel like they have to go out of their way to, I mean, this kid, he was a kid, right? Was he 18-year-old
Maybe,
kid?
yeah, I'm not sure.
Part of the-
Basically a kid.
18-year-old kid and drove. He did research on where to find the most people in an area, specifically of African American descent, and there you go, and put it out there. There was actually, he was doing a live chat with it 30 minutes beforehand, and still went and did it, and it's
Streamed
sad,
it
sad
during
world. Sad,
Yep.
sad world we're living in, man. That this kind of crap happens. So
It's just people get crazy about race or religion with these mass shootings. That's what it's usually. There's always something.
Right.
Race,
Well, yeah.
religion.
right, and we had one close
That
to
one
home.
was a white
We had
kid
one close to
wanted to
home.
take out a bunch of black people. The one here in Laguna was a fucking Chinese guy wanting to wipe out a bunch of Taiwanese. And then the
Right.
one I don't know exactly what happened in Highland yesterday or the day before.
Yeah.
It almost
I didn't
seemed
hear
like a
about it either.
gang thing to me, but on the news it said mass shooting, but they didn't have a whole lot of details yet.
Right.
So,
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, sorry to end on that note, guys, with the final word. But anyways, we'll make sure to tune in next week. Although it is Memorial Weekend, so hopefully everybody has a good time celebrating with friends and family. And
Gang.
we'll catch you on the flip side, episode 94 next week.